Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. This is not your first time. Thank you for coming back. All right, let me just get this stuff off my screen. Hot diggity dang. Oh my God, what is going on with this? Okay, you know what? We're going to force quit you. We're going to force quit you right there. Force quit. Yes. Force it to quit. All right. Anywho, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to be doing a reading for all of y'all. Let me get this on the screen. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is you worked so hard and made it happen. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. I really, really do. Let me hold on really quick, guys. /projects. Update that, show that. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So we're just gonna kind of the energy feels really weird right now all of a sudden. It feels very weird. Very, very weird. Let me just get these cards ready. Bow to your partner. Then you turn around. All right. Okay. I think today, right now, is a good time for us to kind of set this intention of not allowing anything to take us from center, right? Just really making that commitment, like really committing ourselves to remaining in center, remaining very like solid within ourselves, not letting other people affect us and our mood. There's some, it almost feels like there is this concentrated effort to try and cause agitation, to try and cause, like, I don't know. I don't know what to classify it as. But it feels like there's really this major focused effort to try and make things maybe a little bit negative for you today, for your thoughts. You know, this can be a very, very positive reading. And I feel like if we allow ourselves to be rocked from center, that it's not going to be so positive. Just saying. I'm just saying. Saying. Okay. Here goes a couple of these as well. Okay. We'll pull them in this order. It's like I'm hot, but I'm not. I'm hot, but I'm not. All right, let's get started. Ooh, initiation in reverse. So this isn't something that you are initiating. The feel that I get is this is something that someone else is initiating. Like someone is trying so hard to really, really get under your skin. But again, conscious decision. No, thank you. No, thank you. Stepping into that lady goddess feminine energy, allowing yourself to be the greatest expression of you and your truth that you possibly can be, allowing yourself to remain in a space that is much more empowered, quite possibly even much more peaceful, right? I know when I feel very peaceful, I feel peaceful because I feel like nothing and no one can take me from my peace. So it's really just the decision. I'm not more powerful one day than I am the next. It's this decision to stay in a space that is more in alignment with who you actually are, how you want to be, the type of person that you strive to be. Imagination. So, there are those who imagine quite a bit about you. There's just something about you and your energy that people will imagine things. They will create scenarios and all sorts of different things. And if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, be glad. Be glad. Be glad that it doesn't resonate. So, upside down autumn. Ooh. There's going to be a test come autumn, right? I guess we've officially entered into summer and, allow ourselves to enjoy this period. I think this message has a lot to do with you recognizing what you do during the summer is going to have an effect by autumn. So stay in your peace and have fun and everything, but make sure that you're also making decisions that won't later come back and bite you in the booty. Okay. I mean, whether your booty is flat like mine or nice and juicy, a bit booty is a bit booty. Okay. You don't want something to bite you in the ass later on just because you didn't have foresight now. So allow yourself to really just follow those strings. Make sure that you are aware of how these decisions might affect you later on. Selene and death. Okay. So it's the end of something, the end of some type of cycle, the end of maybe your refusal to accept yourself. Maybe it's the end of some of that negativity, right? I think for many of us, we experience negativity because we won't let it go. Like we just won't let it go. And what won't we let go? These preconceived notions of what we are supposed to do, who we are supposed to be, how we are supposed to live. You are putting so much work into your growth. And if that statement is true, that you really truly are, what do you have to be afraid of? Change is a constant. Change is a constant. And if you're afraid of change, I mean, you're going to constantly be afraid because life is consistently changing. So allow for the change to occur, allow for these cycles to end, allow yourself to step into other spaces, other places within you, within your perception that you need to be at this point. You can't remain the same person and expect a different life. How many of you have realized this yet? You cannot remain the same person and expect a different life when we don't take accountability for the ways in which our decisions are really negatively affecting our journey. Then we don't get to the root causation of why we continue to have the same exact struggles that we've had for how long? I mean, how long do you want to have these struggles before, you realize, oh, wait, it's because I keep making and choosing the same things. I keep making the same decisions, choosing the same things, and I'm finally done with these cycles. I mean, you can choose to be done with a cycle at any point. You really can. You can choose to be done, and you choose to be done by not continuing the same thing, continuing to choose the same cycles, choose the same people. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let me just relax myself. Ethos. The mindset of the environment that you exist within is very, very greatly affecting you. Okay. Align yourself with people who have what you're trying to work towards. It's the like for like mentality, where if you hang around with people who simply use these terms and these concepts to sound as though they're working on themselves and their growth, then it becomes a thing of that's how you're going to be as well. I don't know. Let me take a moment. Let me just take a moment. Let me recalibrate myself. I feel myself being pulled from center. And I really need to make sure that I keep myself in center right now. You know, I take what I picked up as part of the message at the very beginning of this video. I take that seriously today. Normally, I would just like, oh, whatever. Today, no, I heard it. I heard the message. I received the message. I will apply my knowledge of that message, and I will apply it in a way that will, make sure that I remain in a space of center, in a space of my peace, because that's what I choose today. There will be people who will come into your life, even just momentarily, who maybe it irks the hell out of you, right? Something about their energy. You don't know what it is, but yeah, no, not today, Satan. Not today. Today, I choose myself and my growth and my peace and my space of center. And it's okay for you to have that moment today where you're like, let me just pause really quick. I feel myself kind of being pulled from center. I feel certain thoughts being amplified, certain triggers being pulled. And it's like, it is not a place of weakness to recognize you're having that moment and need to take a moment. Being in denial of what your need is in that moment is not a show of strength, stoicism. People who are very stoic, they have a tendency to be very fractured deep within. They have a tendency to be very, very fractured. That doesn't mean they're weak people. It means they've held inside the things that should have been released. And they've done this for so long that what has probably happened is it's caused them to break apart, to lose their sense of self, their direction, their understanding of who and what they are. Have you felt like you've lost yourself? Oh, but not for long. I just got a notification and it reads, but not for long. Intensification in reverse. So we're going to be experiencing a little bit of a lull in energy, a little bit of a lull in the way things have been, kind of increasing in intensity. That extra, whatever factor that is, that's been really getting on your nerves and, all of that, you're going to experience a little bit of a lull. And this lull needs to be taken advantage of. This is a period where you kind of just pause for a moment and recalibrate yourself, and then allow yourself to charge forward in the appropriate direction. For many of us, we are willing to charge forward, but we don't know towards what. We don't know what we are rushing towards. We don't know what we are trying to achieve. When you know what you're trying to achieve, what your objective is, rushing forward is not necessarily a bad thing. It's not always the right thing, but it's not always the wrong thing either. When you give yourself that moment to pause and reassess, like, what am I working towards? What is this about? Then you can really, really just be solid in that forward movement. Cleansing, allowing yourself to be rid of the emotions and all of these different things that have been really muddling your waters. You have to let certain things go. Sometimes those certain things are people. Sometimes it's not people because they're already gone. And it really is more of the memory of them, what they stood for, what they did to you, the way they treated you, all of these different things that for many Pisceans, many empaths, these things still run through your head. And just because you are so good at pretending like it doesn't matter, it's still pretending. So get to a point where it doesn't matter anymore, so that you can utilize your energy for the things that still matter, the things that can still grow you, that can still help to elevate your understanding of yourself, right? Chalice, fulfillment. You're holding this energy within you that can be used to create. What is a chalice but a womb? What does a womb do? It creates. It's the holding tank for creation. It's that purgatory. It's the purgatory before you're allowed to, enter into a new space, right? It's that holding. So, what are you holding on to? You have to be aware of what you need to let go, and you can't do that until you know what you're holding on to. Are you holding on to memories? Are you holding on to this hope of something having to do with someone else? Are you holding on to a dream that you no longer dream of? Ooh, that one. Ooh. When you change, your dreams change too. So are you still holding on to the same dream? A dream that you had when you were a different person? When you work hard to recognize where you're at within your life, when you work hard to let go of the things that weigh you down and prevent you from going forward, you can make amazing things happen. Hold on. All right. Passion. There's going to be a lot of passion that is injected into you, right? And this passion is something that can serve as the fuel to push you forward. It can be the very thing that causes you to be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it." Yes, you will. You know why? Because you deserve it. When you put the effort into it, you deserve as much as you put in. As much as you put in. How much are you willing to invest in yourself and your growth? How much of your energy and your time? People think that investment really only has ever to do with money, and it doesn't. It doesn't. When I say invest in yourself, I'm not trying to sell you something. I'm talking about your time. See, if all you do is invest money in yourself, you're investing this falsity, this foolery and fakery. Why? Well, what is a US dollar backed by? It's not backed by something tangible. It's a promissory note. That means you promise that one day. It's a promissory, you know? It's a promise to pay. You don't need to keep investing empty promises in yourself. Once in a while, promises are necessary. Um, I don't know. I feel like we've kind of gone so far from center that we can't see all the way around us. And I think a lot of the effort we need to put in is being able to have that clarity, that clear seeing ability, 360 degrees around you, to see what stands in front of you, who stands beside you, and who you've walked away from and is therefore behind you, right? Just being really aware of your environment, internally, externally. Where do your thoughts go? Who do you think of all the time? What do you think of all the time? For me, I'm always thinking about the things I need to do, right? I'm always thinking about my family. That's how I know those are the things that are important to me. I think about what I need to do because it affects how much time I get to spend with my family. What is important to you? And you build your dreams around that. But make sure what's important to you is something that's reciprocated. You can't make a person the most important thing for you if you are not also the most important thing for them. That's how you become unbalanced, unhinged. Reciprocity is so important. I think I feel someone. This is someone who refuses to see their shadows and do the work on their shadows that's necessary, okay? This is someone who's unable to come home because they refuse to be aware, to awaken to the reality of what they've chosen. They need to go through an alchemical change, and I'm wondering, are you the catalyst? Are you the thing that's catalyzing that change? Are you the thing, or the lack of you, the lack of access to you, the very thing that's causing so much change? You know what I feel right now? It's almost like this anger. I know it's not mine. It's this sense of like an anger, like angry at someone else because they can't let that someone else go. So they're angry. Instead of addressing within themselves the reason why they can't let go, they project. It's a projection of, it's your fault. You did this. You did this to me. I can't let go because you what? You know, you what? What did you do? Aside from be yourself, what did you do? Because if you didn't do anything to anyone, right? You're just being who you are. And someone has this feeling, this logic towards you. I would say that that's their issue to fix, not yours. And if this is something that's really resonating, I mean, why are you taking ownership of their struggle? Did you play a game with them? Did you play with their emotions? Did you make empty promises? Promises that you knew you weren't going to fulfill? Like, what is this about? Why do you have to take ownership of this? Because if you didn't do anything intentionally, I would say that's not really your emotion to own. That is not your circumstance to take sole ownership of. If we can get rid of this emotional baggage that we've been carrying around, maybe the feeling that I'm getting has to do with, some of you taking ownership of other people's pain that really you didn't need to take ownership of. Or maybe it's someone that's projecting and blaming another person. I think it's time to let that go. I really do. I feel like it's time to just make a decision to move forward in whatever direction you want to move, even if it's backwards. Even if it's backwards, like make some type of movement, create some type of waves, at least so you know that, um, you're trying to do something, right? Abundance in reverse. This is like a depletion. Um, so the question is, are you being depleted or is someone depleting you? The same thing, right? Are you being depleted by yourself, your thoughts, your actions, the ways in which you try so hard to appease everyone else? Oh my God. It's like this sense, like a missing, and like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't explain. Um, like it wasn't you. You didn't do anything. There's just a situation and I can't really talk about it. I can't explain it to you. Um, I don't know if this was a friend of yours or maybe it was someone that was becoming a friend. Um, it's like a depleting, a sadness. It's almost like this sense of, uh, it's sad. It's really sad. Where, like, hypothetical situation, you come across someone and you're like, oh my God, this is my new best friend. Holy crap, we have so much in common, we are so similar, we just be vibing. And then someone in your life is like, you can't talk to them anymore, and you're kind of like, but like, they see me in a way that no one else does. And then it's like, but you can't talk to them anymore. And it's like, okay, like, ultimatum, it's me or them type of thing, right? And it's almost like this sadness that I'm picking up on, that's depleting that abundance energy. Like, you suddenly feel upside down, and you feel like, oh my God, see, ah, you've been juggling so much, so many other people's emotions. You just, you're in a precarious situation and you have to put on a show for other people. You're so stressed out. And here's this monkey, right? You would think that you're in control of the monkey because you're holding the leash. But in reality, that leash works both ways. Have you ever seen someone who can't control their dog? I know quite a few people who, like, they own working type dogs, like, pit bulls, mastiffs, these big terrier types. And it's this thing of like, wow, you think it's cool for your dog to drag you down the street? That's not even, that's like, it does not make you look good. I know there are some subcultures, like the hip hop culture, right? They like to, at one point, they were really into showcasing pit bulls and how the pit bulls are dragging them, right? Because that's like, it's a show of aggression, and you're controlling this beast. And it's like, no, the beast is controlling you. It's bringing you wherever it wants you to go. I used to, my old girl, when she was a lot younger, she's very strong, very, very strong. She's a working dog, right? Um, her breed, her stature, would be perfect as a hog dog hunting wild boar. That's how strong she is. And when I would take her for a walk, like, bitch, don't even try and pull shit. I'm not fucking around with you. You better walk in time with me. And when I stop, you stop, because I'm not playing with you. And that's just that. Like, you are not pulling me. Better knock that shit off. And I remember the one time years ago, we went to my girlfriend's house. We came to visit, and um we just barely entered the house, and it was like, I don't know if it was wood floor or something like that, laminate. I don't know. It was a smooth surface. And when you enter, there's a fairly large area rug. And my old girl, she loved my friend. And she was so excited. She went around me 2 times. I had the leash. And then my friend greeted her. And she bolted towards my friend. So, yeah. Um, the leash, since it was wrapped around me, it pulled my feet out from under me. I fell flat on my back with my feet in the air. And because she's so strong, she just dragged me across the room like I wasn't even attached to the leash. And my friend was cracking up. She was just cracking up, like, oh my God, oh my God. I was like, yeah, like, that's how strong she was. That leash goes both ways. It goes both ways. You think that this little monkey fella, you're in control? No, no. That can be a person in your life, or it can be the monkey mind, the fears, the unbalanced ego, the misaligned expectations. When your expectations are not properly aligned with the reality of what's going on, you begin to believe the potentiality is the reality, and it's not. Potentialities don't have to be realized. There's no rule in creation that dictates once a potentiality is recognized, it must be realized. Like you have to achieve that. You have to get to it, you know? Um, and I think for many of us, we get into this false sense of security of, this is how it's going to go. It's going to be amazing. But we don't put the work into the acceptance, the grasping and bringing home to you that potential. And you have to do that. You've worked so hard already. You've worked so hard already. And when you continue to work hard, you will flower. I have this veggie patch that I moved here from another state, right? um all my veggies are growing in felt bags, they're containers. And I created a little bit of a greenhouse, like a very small greenhouse, to protect it from inclement weather because it needed to adjust, right? We went from several, I think like over 1,000 miles away or something like that. That's how far we moved. And it needed time to adjust. And I continued to put so much effort into it. And I went and I looked at it yesterday, and my giant pumpkin plant has grown so much. It's like it went and hugged all the other plants around it. And I'm just like, okay, bitch, you need to come out. This weekend, whenever I have time and my brain is functional, we're going to be pulling you out of there because you're not choking everyone. When things have all the components that are necessary, it will explode in growth. All of these components are necessary. They're necessary to be protected from inclement weather, to be protected from, winter type emotional conditions, right? Right. And then to allow it to have the proper warmth, the watering, the sunlight, all of that. We grow naturally with minimal involvement. It's been maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and one of my little ones, they know how strong to turn the hose on, and so they've been tending to the plants for me because I've just been ridiculous with things going on. And I finally went and looked at it yesterday, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's growing so much. My nectarines are huge now." Those nectarines, they're still green, but everything is growing because you don't need to interfere so much with your process. You just need the appropriate components so that you can do what you were designed to do, which is grow, expand your awareness, flower. Life is coming into harmony for you. And this harmony can be better realized, better achieved when you remove the things that continue to insert distortions, things that interfere, things that cause vibrations that are unnecessary. Oh, see, fighting. My God, what is that feeling? It's an annoying feeling. This feeling of someone is just so irritated. They want you out. It's almost like they want you out of their thoughts, out of their minds, out of their feelings. Well, then kick us out. It's no big deal. Kick us out. Oh, that's right. You can't. Why can't you? It's not because someone's doing witchcraft on you. It's because you're obsessed. You can't be projecting your anger at people just because you can't control your own emotions. How childish. That's childish. Maybe those emotions are telling you something about what you really need to address. And just because you don't want to address it does not mean someone else is obligated to address it for you. They're your thoughts, it's your brain, it's your emotions. Deal with it. I feel like someone got this feeling towards me. I'm saying deal with it. I don't know. Maybe it's not me. Maybe it's not an emotion towards me, but I'd be sensitive. I was like, what? You think it's my fault that you are obsessed with me? I'm not even bothering you. What's wrong with you? That's a feeling. That's the energy of it. That's the energy. Oh, so what if this energy I'm misunderstanding? What if it's this thing of like, they're upset that they can't stop this from happening because, and it doesn't stop happening because they keep thinking of you, like literally obsessed. I finally found what went wrong. Don't want to feel you. Don't want you on my mind. That's their anthem. I finally found the wrong in you. Don't want to feel you. Don't want you on my mind. That's up to you to do the work, to purge out whatever you don't want to think of and feel. That's on you. Okay. Read that title. You worked so hard and made it happen. Make it happen. You really want to stop thinking about someone? Make it happen. Make it happen. Move forward with your life. That's how you make it happen. Stop rehashing these things. I finally found the wrong in you. Don't want to feel you. Don't want you on my mind. Michael says, don't be too petty. What? My middle name is Petty. What is wrong with you? What? I'm house shopping. Stop bothering me, Michael. Anyways, someone's lost their patience. All I know is it wasn't me. Michael says it's antagonistic for me to giggle. What? Do you want me to be serious? I can be serious too, you know. But I feel like I'm more like this, like I'm just kind of over it. See, like um the juxtaposition of this. Yeah, someone's pissed off that you're in so much peace in their absence. I finally found what went wrong. I finally found the wrong in you. Don't want to feel you. Don't want you on my mind. Okay, I'll stop being antagonistic. Whatever. Oh, exhaustion. So, yeah. It's like they're exhausted, but not too exhausted that they can't let it go. All right. Let's just have a moment. I want to recalibrate this. This is not going to become a twin flame reading. Not if I can help it. I want to recalibrate this reading. I'm going to go ahead and, okay. Totality, maturity, like a fractured person, immature, whatever. That's the end of the twin flame portion of this reading. Just leave that right there. Right. Move forward. Move forward with haste. Move forward. Patience in reverse. So that's like moving forward in a quick manner, not lackadaisy about it. You know, you're not going to be dragging this out. This is something that we just need to move forward from. For some, they might feel like they don't have the strength to move forward. Lift some weights. You'll be fine. For you guys, you're a free spirit. Continue to allow yourself to be a free spirit. Think of the things that you want to achieve. Michael says I missed it's like they're trying to work their way towards you. See, that's you, that's them, and this is the last person that they were with. I just I mean, are you hobbled? Is that what it is? Are you hobbled? Are you from that movie Misery? Did Kathy Bates take a sledgehammer to you? Have you been hobbled and therefore you cannot walk? You can walk. You realize there's a net, right? You realize that, right? So that bullshit needs to stop. Someone's not letting go. They're not letting go. All right. Lack of communication. Da, 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 very much cognitive dissonance, believe, right? Someone believes in something, but it's not a new chapter. They believe in the chapter they're currently living in, and that's just going to have to be how it is. If that's what you believe, if you believe that you can't leave, then you won't leave. But that's a choice that you make. And no, 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 no. I don't want to hear anything about, no, I don't have any options. Yes, you absolutely do. You don't understand. I mean, no, you don't understand. My options was return back to toxicity and be financially taken care of, or remain in a parking lot and be free. Don't give me that shit about you have no other options. You always have another option. Always. But there's preference and inconvenience. I would rather be inconvenienced by my growth than remain in a place where I prefer, because until you can choose yourself, choose your healing, choose your growth, you're going to always prefer to remain in the environment that is toxic, and you are aware of how that works because you know how to survive that. That's what you're familiar with. Maybe it's time to go somewhere else where you're not familiar. There's nothing to celebrate. The lessons have been completely ignored. The learning has been ignored. These are the same cycles over and over and over. Be quiet, Marlene. Please talk to me later. These are the same cycles. Unconditional love. This must go to you first. You must unconditionally love yourself first. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. La, 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 la. So, interference, intuition, and redirection. There's interference. The person keeps using their intuition to try and redirect them, but the flow keeps being blocked. It will continue to be blocked when you show someone where you're flowing to. It will continue to be blocked. What can we do? We can recalibrate again. We can allow ourselves to recognize if we are being triggered by certain topics and consciously choose to return back to center. Consciously choose to return back to center. Do you feel yourself getting riled up? Is this not your issue? Because if it's not your issue, don't let yourself get riled up. People will learn based on the terms they choose to learn that lesson. That's how they will learn. Okay. And we have to just give people the freedom to learn whatever it is they need to learn. Oh, you think you know everything. Mm. I think you're wounded. I think you're wounded and you're projecting, and that's toxic as fuck. I don't think I know your life. I don't know who you are, nor do I care to find out. I'm busy living my life. The fact still remains you come here looking for guidance. You don't get to project your bullshit onto me just because you don't want to hear this right now. You know why you don't want to hear this right now? Because I'm pretty sure the whole thing applies to you. You got anything else you want to say? Anything else you want to say? Sit down and keep listening. Card number 49, self acceptance in reverse. Again, this refusal to accept what you've chosen for yourself and how this has played out for you. These are all based on decisions you've made for yourself. Okay. Receiving powerful blessings for 4 days, transforming depression and anxiety. Dear yesterday, new pearls of wisdom, a free healing and demo session. Excuse me. I finally found what went wrong. I finally found the wrong in you. All right. Shedding cycle. Did you know it's not good when a snake is not allowed to shed? That the lack of shedding means a lack of growth. When you outgrow the identity that you've identified as, you have to allow that to be shed. You have to allow yourself to enter into a new space within your life. You don't have to be embarrassed. I needed to get stern with you. You're still welcome to stay. But don't you ever project your bullshit onto me and think that I won't hold you accountable for your shit. You need more people who care about you in that way. We are not allowed to get away with your fucking shit. You're full of excuses for yourself. If you can create the misery that you live in right now, you can create and implement the solutions that will take you out of that misery. I don't want you to suffer and struggle. And if I identify you making excuses for yourself and blaming everyone else as the root causation of your suffering and your struggle, I will fucking tell you with no hesitation. I don't give a shit how it makes me look. Someone needs to love you beyond their own ego. So, like I said, you don't have to be embarrassed. And I can understand why you are. You're welcome to stay if you want. Clearly, we're finally getting through. Clearly, you're finally being positioned by your higher self to make some type of progress that's been craved by you in your heart. So make that progress. Okay? Invoke the Orphan in reverse. There's no need to invoke anything. You can't protect yourself from yourself. If your decisions you make, the perception you have is the issue, invoking things, involving other things, it's not going to improve your situation. It's going to make it more complex. Why? Well, because when you involve too many people in the seeking of a solution, everyone has their own way to solve problems. Everyone. If you're going to come to me and ask me, I will have my opinions. If you have already asked one other person, two other people, I'm not going to offer my opinion. I don't want to be part of that cluster fluff. My opinion is just an opinion, right? So there's no other things that you need to involve in this. What we really need is for you to protect yourself from your own betrayal. It's this sense of you keep betraying yourself. You make this progress and then you lose that progress because you toss it aside for someone who's not worth that sacrifice, right? You allow yourself to get focused on what you need to do. And the moment someone else needs you, you toss to the wayside the things that you need to get done. I do this too. It's ugly, it's unnecessary. We deserve more than that. But I will say, I do that too. I do. Okay. Uh-huh. That card can just stay over there. Song of the Siren, the call, summoning voice to acknowledge freedom, independence, self-determination. All right. So it's almost like this sense of something, someone, some type of situation being drawn to you. Take advantage of this. I'm not saying take advantage of someone. I'm saying utilize this opportunity to really grow yourself, to make some type of progress through whatever it is you're going through. These are cycles, they're nothing more than cycles. But the cycle is like, okay, someone is waiting for the freedom to be able to do something. Self determination. I don't know. Let's see what the book says. I finally found. I don't know where the book is. Is this the book? Yes. All right. Card number 7. Sometimes in life, we identify and define ourselves by the groups or organizations we belong to. This ties into that continued message of ethos in reverse, where you're in an environment where the logic is upside down, it's toxic. Somewhere along the way, our unique energy can be muffled. With this card, we mermaids are asking you to consider who you are when you are not a member of a family or a relationship or an organization. It's time to be self determined rather than considering the needs of the group, which is noble and wonderful. And oh, it is so good. We are asking you to be independent, to have at last your own source of money. Just a small account will do, where you place money for your dreams, to have a sense of who you are, whether in or without a loving relationship, to know who you are and what it is you love and like and wish for and dream of and desire for the world, apart from the desires of the family group. Because the group mind has at this time dominated, however gently, your own independence and self determination. So take some time, detach from the group, watch, observe, go within and feel, and begin to note what it is you wish for. And it ties back to this thing where the group won't let go. The group won't let go. And maybe this is a frustration of um, someone wanting you to make the first move, to reach out, extend your hand. But is that the right thing? Have you extended your hand before only for the person to, put hot coals in your hand and burn you? Because if you've been burned before by extending your hand, I mean, I can kind of understand why you wouldn't do that again. I can kind of get that. I don't know. I don't think there's a clear-cut answer as to what should be done. I think it's really important for you to begin exercising freedom of thought, really processing all of these different circumstances in your life. Um, yeah. Michael says there's still a card. I know. I have to prepare the other cards. Leave me be. Leave me be. I'm preparing the other cards. So, all right, one more shuffle. One more shuffle. Okay. It's time to take action. New moon in Aries. It's time to take action. It's time to allow yourself to really just embody some of that Aries energy of just forward momentum, just rush forward. Step out of your comfort zone. North Node. Stepping out of that comfort zone, allowing yourself to really come to terms with maybe the next part of your journey is going to be uncharted territory. Maybe this next part of your journey, you're not going to know what to do because you've never done anything like this before. Um, maybe it's time for a move. Maybe it's time for a new job. Maybe it's time for all sorts of different things. All sorts of different things. It's a sense of like it's time to leave the state. Like for some of y'all, um the environment that you've been in is just not it's not compatible with the ways in which you're growing, and so there might be a need for you to exit that environment, possibly even that entire state for just a period. For just a period. I don't know. At least a period. A time for healing. And I think this ties into stepping out of your comfort zone. If you're, if you've become so comfortable in that space of being injured, that injury, right? I mean, I think that's what you need to exit out of. Maybe it's this thing of you become too comfortable with the pain, with the pain. All right. Take time to breathe out, to exhale. Ooh, exhalations. So, for some of the meditations that I lead, that I guide people through, there's a need to do that breathing, right? Because the breathing is what helps to connect you to your divinity. And it's this inhalation of the light of your truth and the exhalation of the darkness of your doubt, the letting go of, the purging out. And I think that's what's needing to happen, to purge things out. So, card number 40, yearning, longing for someone, undesired separation, pining. I feel like this dude. I'm like, ma'am, can you please get your breast off me? Ma'am, can you please take a step back? That is not the necessary 6 feet of social distancing. Ma'am, your breasts are touching my. I feel like this dude sometimes. The sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Where's the cards? Just thinking about tomorrow. Clears away the cobwebs and the sorrow till there's none. Ma'am, I have my own boobs. Please get your boobs off of me. Oh my goodness. Let me stop. Oh, Lordy Lord. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Let me get a card. These two cards. Do 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 do. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm just saying. These are mirrors of each other. Mirrors. Where the hell is the card? Here. All right. Ah. So card number 42 and card number 33. 4 plus 2 is 6. 3 plus 3 is 6. 4 being the number of self, 2 being the number of guidance, 33 is the number of elevations of divinity. All right, here goes. We're pulling out some Kuan Yin energy here. Turquoise Lotus Mother brings precious healing to you now. Allow yourself to be lifted out of your struggle, beloved one. An old pattern is finally in its death throes, something that weighed heavily on you from your past. This can be one of the most testing times to allow something to go, just when it seems to be so demanding of your time, focus, and attention. Yet do not doubt you have actually learned the lessons it required of you, and now you're being blessed with an opportunity to receive karmic healing. There are some lessons in our process of spiritual growth that cut right to the core of our being, that challenge us so deeply that even as we learn the lessons and practice the wisdom, we can still struggle to outgrow the grip of the pattern. No matter how hard we try, we might not feel that we are ever going to be able to completely release the challenge. And no matter how much we grow, there is still a thread of the past that hangs on. Cut it off. Sorry. We need a spiritual rescue remedy for ever to be free of the clutches of this persistent pain. The compassionate and spiritually powerful nature of Ma Kuan Yin as a turquoise lotus mother seeks to bless you with karmic healing so that you may be lifted from your struggles and can simply leave them behind you now. Your soul has learned that it needed from what it needed from the situation, and it's asked for a divine hand up so that it might continue on its divine path of growth without unnecessary karmic weight pulling it down. Listen to your guidance now. Notice if you feel inspired to visit a healer. No. Sorry. Listen repeatedly to particular healing music. Go to a class or meditate at home at a particular time or just more often. These are attempts by the Divine Mother to reach you through available channels. Divine blessings of karmic healing can flow from the spiritual world directly to your soul, but oftentimes they are more effective when coming through a human channel of a high vibrational level, directly into your energy field on the physical plane. Be as open as you can be to guidance to allow the divine karmic healing of turquoise lotus mother to reach you. Her turquoise nature cleanses and protects your energy field, and her lotus heart shines through to your own heart, bringing you peace. The divine mother within her simply wishes to nurture you into greater spiritual freedom. This oracle also indicates that if you've been working with crystals, turquoise in particular, to continue to do so as it's empowering for you and it's helping you heal, whether you are completely conscious of this as yet or not. Okay. I'm sorry. Just saying. You know when I lack the most compassion, Miss Marlene? Do you know when? When people try and force me to be compassionate. You have no idea of the level of my savagery, and I implore you to not force me to show you. I'm just saying. Card number 33, 10 Sisters of Light. You are an advanced soul and have lived many incarnations, shown your light through many different faces. Your soul has learned many skills in past lives, developed abilities and talents. This lifetime is a culminating lifetime in the sense that your soul is drawing together potencies developed over many lifetimes into unified expression. It's like drawing on the power of 10 sisters or more into your one current lifetime. Be prepared to grow and shine. This oracle is also guidance at your life at present. There is a past life pattern or contract strongly operating. This is neither good nor bad. It's helping you to grow either in a supportive way or in a way that is challenging you to become stronger. This past life contract may arise in the form of a teacher, relationship, or teaching. It may resolve itself by you receiving the teaching or letting go of a relationship, or accepting a new relationship into your life, or even letting go of philosophy or teaching, so that you may expand your awareness with a different teaching that helps you access the wisdom you need for your growth at this particular phase of your journey. This may be very different to what you needed some years or even months ago, and that's fine. It's up to you to trust your heart and discern what feels true for you. Remember, you are one being with the eternal source, and that being has many faces, just like the 10 sisters of light. You have various skills and talents, and you can enjoy allowing the process of their return to. Not even that, Lindsay. Not even that. All right. Reading's done. The reading is done. I'm no longer in center. The reading is done. Ooh, I kept myself in check for an hour and 8 minutes. I say that's an accomplishment. That's an accomplishment. It's time for me to go. It's time to go. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta go. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Yeah. Have a good day, guys. Bye.